It's the morning of day 42 on my pilgrimage around the 88 temples of Shikoku, but I was busy yesterday. So before I get started today, I thought I'd give a little bit of recount of day 41. I didn't sleep well the night before. Don't know why, but I just didn't. Got up and really felt like granola for breakfast, so I was going to go to Lawson's and buy a carton of milk and then just fill it with granola because I don't have a bowl. And Lawson's was out of all its milk. So that kind of was the start of the day. I then banged my head on a bathroom door. Seems in the city they've realized people are tall and all the door jambs have been raised, but in the countryside things are still low and haven't been remodeled, and I think I've banged my head maybe 10-50 times on this trip with so many low beams. I then headed to Bangai 15 to pick up where I left off yesterday. Part of the difficulty of getting to some of these out-of-the-way Bangais was just a logistics problem. There were a couple places that might have made it a little easier. They're still difficult to get to, but they might have made it easier for me to get to. But I didn't book in time to stay at them, and then I couldn't find a hotel, and it was getting the weekend, so I just stayed in this one place and was taking a train to get there. I think compounding the problem is, I enjoy the walking by myself, but sometimes going with someone else and having someone be in charge of logistics, and then someone maybe planning, and being a one-person film crew, and trying to keep track of everything gets a little bit difficult. Anyway, I then went, because I visited the temple the night before, and I was glad I did, I then headed to Umpenji, highest temple on the pilgrimage at 900 meters, so the morning was just spent on a slow climb up. I was basically following a road the entire way. I was trying to find the first 10K was basically backtracking from Bangai 15, and then I headed up on a road. I couldn't really find the Ohenro path through the woods, and the road was kind of fine, meandering through, almost no cars on it, so it was kind of a nice climb. Perfect day for Umpenji. Umpenji can be really cold and windy. They're actually prepared for the wind. They have like an incense burner with a huge glass around it and a flame always going, so you don't have to try to use your lighter, which won't work in the wind, as I've discovered time and time again on this pilgrimage. It was sunny. It was cold in the shade, but out in the sun eating lunch was delightful. There's a ropeway up, so there are a lot of car pilgrims up there. And actually in the descent going down, I took the path up that follows the ropeway, and no one was on it. The trail down from the mountain from 66 to 67 kind of veers to the right, and I went part of the way, but then I veered to the left to hit Bangai 16. My plan was just to go to the ropeway and take a taxi, but I had time on my hands, so I made it all the way to Bangai 16, where I am in front of now, and started the day. Had another Ohenro miracle yesterday. Got down to the ropeway, and I was like, I'm kind of hungry, but I don't feel like taking off my backpack, getting stuff out, and rummaging through it. I'll just get a coffee. I was getting a coffee, and then this old lady was driving out of the parking lot, stopped the car, came over and goes, hey, would you like a banana? Gave me a banana, and I said, thank you. And she was delighted to give me the banana, because I heard her talking to her friends when she got back in the car. And it was the perfect energy boost I needed for that time of the day. Most of yesterday was spent trying to figure out what I want to do next. I will finish this pilgrimage in a week. So on April 7th, I will be at Temple 88. And I couldn't decide, do I want to walk around the whole thing again? Do I want to take a break? Do I want to go to my sister-in-law's house, but what do I do there? Do I want to travel elsewhere in Japan? Do I want to take a bus tour? I'd come across an advertisement for a bus tour earlier of 11 days, all the temples, that leaves the 15th of every month. And I realized if I wanted to go on that, I'd have to book soon. And I was waffling, do I want to go on that? Do I want to walk? What do I want to do? And in the end, by the end of the day, I decided I'm going to go on the bus tour. So I booked that and got the last single room on it. It's a kind of a small bus tour with 15 people. I'm hoping I have a good sendatsu, who is a leader, because part of the reason I like to go on the bus tour is to sort of see what I've been missing. The first time I went on a pilgrimage, I went on a segmented bus tour. So I did 3 segments out of, I think it was a 12-segment bus tour at different years. And the first time I think I went was 10 years ago. So kind of the rituals I follow at the temple are based on that bus tour. And I'd like to, hoping I have a good guide to sort of guide through the rituals, but also the history of the temples. Now that I know the temples better, and in filming them and editing them, learning them even on a deeper level, hoping to learn even more with hopefully a good sendatsu and a good group of people. But I'll find that out in 2 weeks. I plan to finish the Ohenro on the 7th and then start walking it again, and maybe just do all or at least most of the temples in Tokushima. And then after the bus tour, maybe walk for another 2 weeks and then head to my sister-in-law's house for a couple days break before heading back to the United States. Today should be a really easy day. Going to go walk to Temple 67 and then Temple 70, and then 68 and 69 are one temple, and they are close to where I'm staying. So I'm hoping to be done early in the afternoon and maybe do some relax watching some TV and some film editing. Yesterday I did come across two things. Coming down from Temple 66, I came across a pillbox, which surprised me. And then here at Bangai 16, instead of having lions or like at a shrine, foxes in front of a temple, they have artillery shells, which I find really odd. And when I asked people why, no one could answer.